Okay, so we left off here with metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic, if you're familiar with the term metamorphosis, that means a change. So they are formed from other rocks that are changed because of heat or pressure. So it kind of makes sense. Building off of those skills, the Earth's movements is what can cause these rocks to be deeply buried or squeezed. So they are heated and then put under pressure, and this can lead to uh, slate, which is formed from shale. So it's kind of a transformation of shale. Marble formed from limestone. We talked about how limestone is usually kind of white or tan in color. Marble has a mix of those two, usually with some of the lines running through it. Many people consider it a very attractive material. It's often used for like kitchen countertops, in fancier. It's used for kitchen countertops when people want to pay for that surface, but then a lot of us actually just have like a fake marble for our surfaces. Um, so the cycle, and I'm going to blow this up in just a second, it's the process in which one rock can change into another rock. Because it is a cycle, and cycle comes from the same root as circle, we can see as we get the bigger picture here, it does go in a circular motion. So you could actually start anywhere. The igneous rock, the metamorphic rock, and the sedimentary rock, they are all highlighted here in red. And we can see how you can kind of jump into the cycle anywhere and it will continue around because, like I said, cycle and circle come from the same root. So that is the concept with that. So this one's just kind of a different explanation of the same thing, giving you a little bit clearer definition with the arrows there. We're going to talk about what melting, weathering, and erosion are, heat and pressure, compacting and cementing we've already talked about. So we're going to take a look at what these different steps are by following a rock through his journey on the rock cycle. So where can we start? We could start from anywhere in the cycle. Today we're going to follow the cycle of Fred. So as you can see, since it's a circle, we could start anywhere. Fred is an igneous rock. He's created by the cooling of lava on the Earth's surface, and he's an extrusive igneous rock. We'll get to that definition in just a second. His brother Steve was created under the Earth's crust, so he's an intrusive rock. So intrusive, it's going to mean inside. Extrude, it's out, like exit means out. Extrusive, it's the type of igneous rock that's formed when magma cools and solidifies on the Earth's surface. And the intrusive, it's the type of igneous rock that is formed when magma cools and solidifies under the Earth's surface. So we're going to specifically follow Fred up here on the top. Instead of Fred's brother Steve, we're going to ignore those little Shutterstock things over their faces. So Fred is changing, which means he is going through a metamorphosis. As the years go by, he sits in the rain and the wind. He slowly shrinks. He watches tiny pieces of himself float away. This is known as erosion. Erosion and weathering, they're kind of similar terms. They're not exact synonyms for one another, but they're very similar and very much related. And so when water and wind break down the rock, that is erosion or that is weathering. You could see this right here in North Chicago very easily. If you were to go down to Lake Michigan, you see there's some very big rocks that get thrown in near the shore. Those actually do get eroded and help turn it into more sand along the shore. So it's not just the breakwater. That's not the only reason that they're there. It's that when that erosion and weathering happens, it actually helps add sand back onto the beaches. So Fred's mom tells him this is normal. But Fred's still anxious, which is to be expected. So eventually he gets all broken down, and he kind of goes and he finds some more sediments as he floats into a stream and is carried away. Finally lands in a delta, meets a bunch of other sediment buddies. We're going to find out what happens to them as we go on to our next section.